GA Recap Monday on Tuesday. I know you're thinking, get yourself together, girl. GA Recap Monday is done on Monday for a reason. Because it's called GA Recap Monday. I know. But my last 24 hours, though. Rewind to yesterday morning, which is supposed to be my day off, where I can sleep in, take it easy, do my video on Monday. Move on, right? Right. Flash forward to 10:50, like 9:30, 10 o'clock yesterday morning. I get a phone call from my kid's school nurse stating she's got both of my children in the nurse's office and that they have head lice and that I need to come and pick them up from school. Who gets head lice anymore? Like, this was a thing that was like a thing in the 90s when you would go into the cafeteria in elementary school and have a nurse check your head with a fine-tooth comb, and it felt really good, like for me anyway, because I would be like, oh, they're playing with my hair and it feels so good and whatever. I'd be half asleep and then they'd send me back to class. No big thing. Like, you had the kids who would get lice in school and then you'd hear about it and whatever. Kids are cruel and kids would make fun of them and then it would move on. Never in my life. My daughter, my oldest daughter, is in 4th grade. Never had this problem in my life. Youngest one's in kindergarten. Even in preschool, never had this problem in my life. I never had lice. I didn't know how to handle it. I didn't know how to deal with it. I had, like, it was making my skin crawl. I was like, oh my God. I checked my head. Thank God. Like, they don't like adult hair, apparently. Who knew? Whatever. So I had to go get my kids. I had to go to Walmart and get, like, all the, like, the lice-killing shampoo crap. I had to bring them home, put them in the bathtub, wash their hair, treat their hair, vacuum everything, clean everything, bag all their crap for 10 days that I couldn't put in the washer or the dryer. And this is also, like, working off of being at work and not sleeping for 2 days prior, not sleeping last night. I look like a hot ratchet mess. I am exhausted. I literally fell asleep last night, mid-fold, folding clothes, 2 a.m. in jeans and a hoodie on the couch. Passed out. Woke up, like, 2 hours later going, what the F? What, like, socks in my hand. How pathetic is that? That's terrible. And it happened to me. I quit. I'm officially over it. And now, today, I have to go to work and close the store. Which apparently nothing got done yesterday. Because my boss left early because she's sick with a cold, which I don't want, don't need. I get chest colds and I'm down and out. I'm done. So she's got a chest cold. I don't need any part of that. Now I got to go to work. Where's the white flag? I quit. Where's the white flag? I quit. Anyway, we're not here to talk about how my world is falling apart. We are here for GA Recap Monday on Tuesday, where I recap the newest episode of Ghost Adventures, or in this case, Ghost Adventures Aftershocks. And this week, they revisited the St. James Hotel and the Sallie House, both of which were shot in 2014. Now, we will start with the St. James Hotel because you always save the best for last, and that is the Sallie House. The St. James Hotel has a lot of rich history. It's got a lot of dark history. Something about bars and western towns and liquor and people getting, like, all worked up and emotional, and then somebody gets shot or somebody gets stabbed, or it's all downhill from there, right? Right. Well, Zach caught up with Chris Fleming. He is a psychic medium, and he is, like, this master of, like, channeling. Now, spirit channeling and spirit possession are two different things, and they kind of discussed that in this week's episode. Possession is not always, it's not done on your own free will. A spirit will take you over, possess you, and then you're kind of down and out. Channeling is you're a little bit more aware of it. You're allowing spirits to come and use your body as a vessel to manifest within you, so they can speak through you. They have the ability to use your body to say things they didn't get to say, do things they didn't get to do. Like, it's a really weird concept. And coming with that, your body feels everything they went to. If they were shot, you feel it. If they were stabbed, you feel it. If their head was cut off, you feel it. You feel the pain of their death over and over and again as they leave your body. But when they channel, they are using your body as the vessel, but they are in their moment. So if it was a guy who got shot back in the day, then he's back in that time. To him, seeing the world through your eyes, it's his world. It's not yours. But it's your body. So he's looking for a gun that he doesn't have. He's looking for this that he doesn't have, that he had in that moment, but he no longer has it because he's using your body as the vessel, not his. It's simply his spirit and his soul. It's a really cool concept. It's dangerous to anybody who doesn't know how to do it right. it can be dangerous or potentially dangerous to those around you because you don't know if they're going to deflect a spirit or if the spirit's going to try to go to someone else. And so it's different. It's dangerous in that regard. But once you know how to do it and control it, and you're able to, take in what you take in, expel what you don't want, then it can be probably a really positive experience for the spirit, for you. You're learning more about the paranormal world. The spirit is getting to do what they need to do and say what they need to say. And it's just a really bizarre but awesome concept. I don't know that if I had the ability to do it, if I would like to do it, because it's just a scary thought about having someone else in your body and kind of using your body and your brain and your mind and your heart and your soul for their purpose. But in a way, I guess you can see it as like paying it forward and helping someone out. But it's just a really creepy, weird concept. And it was kind of the focus of the catch-up, is they were talking about the channeling and the channeling session that they did during the show. And then they also had talked about how one of the spirits a spirit that was attached to Zach had seemed to attach itself to another person, and Zach's like, I'm always getting blamed for people catching things from me. And he was just trying to make a light-hearted joke out of the situation, because it can be a really serious thing, and you can feel really, really bad about it, which Zach, of course, always does. He never wants to put people in harm's way, and especially people that may or may look up to him and value his opinion. And so whenever he finds out of a negative experience or something that's happened, he always feels really bad about that. But the main focus of the catch-up at the St. James was the channeling session that Chris did, and kind of the experience and kind of what that's about. And I liked it because it gave a kind of an insight, I guess, into something that isn't always talked about. And they always just talk about the experiences, and with this, it kind of gave us a little history lesson as well. So it was really interesting kind of twist on a catch-up. Now, the Sallie house. Oh, the Sallie house. We all know, like, I did my Sallie house recap video. If you haven't seen that, I'll put it in the links below so you can check that out. But it was one of the first recaps that I did for the group ever. And it was awesome. It was so exciting because I had so much fun doing that recap, and I remember being so excited for that episode, and then just being able to do the recap on that episode was incredible. And like I said, it being one of my first ones, I was like really excited and spunky, and I'm still really excited and spunky, but like it's really bad. I was just like, holy crap. I think it was like shortly after that when I got my nickname Jazzy, because my hands were just kind of flopping and flipping everywhere, and I was just but I love the Sallie house. It's a horrible place, don't get me wrong. Like, it's a horrible, horrible, horrible place filled with something nasty that is not a little girl named Sallie, I can promise you that. But I'm getting way ahead of myself. They caught up with Deb and Tony Pickman, who were the owners of the Sallie house. Now, they are famous in the paranormal world for what happened to Tony in the 90s when he was living there with his newborn son and his wife, and this entity that posed herself as a little girl or a female spirit named Sallie continuously attacked Tony, scratch after scratch after scratch after scratch, and took him over, kind of, was in borderline possessing him, changing his mood, changing the environment to a negative environment, making him want to do horrible, horrible things to everyone around him, to himself, to his wife, to his son. He clearly states that had he not gotten out of that house when he did, had he not left that day, he would have killed his wife and his baby. That's how much that house had a hold of him. That's how much it took a toll on him. So for him to go back into this house with Zach and the guys after he vowed he'd never go back was amazing. It took amazing courage for him to do that. And even though he went back into the house again, he got attacked again. They were in the basement with the medium Anissa that they had brought in for the show, and Anissa felt something. Aaron said it was hot, and within a matter of seconds, Tony felt like he had gotten burned, and sure enough, there is like a burn on his head. It doesn't look like a scratch, it's like a welt, like something hot had burned him. And so whatever is in the Sallie house does not like Tony for whatever reason, and he, it, she, them, whatever, has a very sinister motive when it comes to people being in that house. Demonic? Possibly. I think so. It's my personal opinion that whatever is in the Sallie house is demonic, because you can have pissed off spirits. You can have negative energy that can, manifest and do these things, but it's only demons that are really known for mimicking, which mimicking is when a demon or demonic spirit will take the place of something that is familiar or something less sinister. 9 times out of 10, it's children. Children are innocent. They're pure. No one wants to believe that a child is bad, evil, nasty, dark. So they will mimic a child. You'll hear laughter. You'll hear giggling. You'll hear, toys being played with, whatever needs to be done to throw you off the path so that they can get in that much faster. And I think that that's exactly what they're dealing with in the Sallie house. I think that it's a demonic entity. It's evil in nature. It's negative. It's nasty. And it does not like people. It does not like people being all up in its cookie jar. And it is not okay with Tony. I can guarantee you that, because he was in that house 5 minutes. He hadn't been in that house in years. He was in that house 5 minutes and he got burned. Like, everybody else felt the negative energy, but Tony was the one that got attacked. And so whatever it is truly has a thing for him. And it's not good. And I don't think it's ever going to go away. I mean, Tony speaks very candidly about how he's needed counseling to get over this. He's living with the guilt of how he felt, because once he was out of the home and cleansed and spiritually blessed and taking, the time to put God first and putting the spiritual world first, he felt so much better and he felt normal, and they got to live a normal life. And when he wasn't in the house, nothing followed him. And so luckily enough, it's not an attachment, but whatever it is attached to him in that house. And when he steps foot in that house. And he's racked with guilt for the way that he felt against his wife and his child, because he knows it's not him. He would never in his life hurt his baby or his wife. So the fact that he felt those emotions and so strongly at the time is just, it's gut-wrenching to him. And you can see the emotion in his face. He gets choked up and he starts to cry. And I can imagine being in that environment where you are so drawn to something so negative and you don't even know it, and then it's too late. And it could have very easily destroyed his life, and he swears that's exactly what it wants to do. It wants to drive a wedge between him and his wife, and wants to destroy everything that he loves and cares about. And that just shows you how negative and nasty the paranormal world can be. Yes, it's good. Yes, it's interesting. Yes, it can be good and pure, and you can have guardian angels and people watching over you and taking care of you. But you can also be subjected to something very nasty, very sinister, very evil. And it's not good. And luckily enough, Tony was able to get out while it was still not that. I mean, it was terrible. It was horrible. It was bad, but it could have gotten a lot worse. He could be sitting in prison for the rest of his life for murder. And he knows that. And so he's very grateful that by the grace of God, he was able to get out of that house when he did. And whatever is in there should not be tampered with, and I think that it needs to be left alone. I think the house needs to be abandoned. I think it needs to be destroyed. I don't know. Something needs to happen to it, because whatever is up in the Sallie house is not a little girl named Sallie, first of all. And second of all, it needs to be left the F alone, because nothing good is ever coming out of that house. But that is all I have for GA Recap Monday on Tuesday. I will be back tomorrow for GAQA What Should I Do Wednesday, where I answer all of your general or ghost adventures, general paranormal or ghost adventures related questions. So get those submitted to me tonight and tomorrow, and I will answer them in tomorrow's video. Until then, stay happy, stay healthy. I am going to go take a nap before work. Much love and happiness, guys. Bye.